Welcome to the Weird But Wonderful podcast. This is last week's episode. If you'd like to get today's episode, you can head over to patreon.com/oneweirdpodcast and get episodes a week early by supporting the show. Either way, enjoy the episode. I'll talk to you next time. Peace. Welcome to the Weird But Wonderful podcast. My name's James. That's David. This is your weekly dose of weirdness. It's not ours.
It is. It is also ours.
Nah, our dose was way weirder than this.
It's true.
Yeah, this is just...
I fondled the microphone for a good minute and a half.
On this podcast, we normally talk about, we dive deep into the mind. This is a journey into the mind of strange people doing strange things. And what better way to delve deep into someone's mind than to see what questions they're asking the internet and then try to help them. Is that a good way? Do you think, hold on, because I've never asked anyone this. Do you think that's a good way to get into, to delve into the mind of strange people doing strange things? Or to at least try to understand people that we should go see what questions, because this is kind of aren't we touching on, these are like pain points in the average person's life. Is this a good insight into?
Well, I think so, because it's pain points that people don't feel comfortable expressing out loud to other people, so they have to put it on the internet. So it's true. It's really your shame points, if anything.
Shame points,
if you will. Yeah, yes. Take that with you.
Shadvice. It's shame advice.
Yeah, that's really what we're doing here, dude.
Yes.
Yeah. We're really addressing the most shameful corners of the internet. The things that people would not say in the daylight to a loved one. There's an exercise that my therapist gave me, which is it's a way to understand whether a thought is helpful or not. And one of the questions is would you say this thought out loud to a loved one? All of these questions, the answer is no. Every single question. But would you say it on the internet? For sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good, okay. Yeah, therapy might actually help. It sounds helpful.
Yeah, it sounds useful. Yeah.
Wow, it's worth professionals,
doing. Huh? Yeah. We're not, but we're going to answer some questions anyway. So
we're not professionals, and like we've said many times, this is advice that you probably shouldn't take.
Shouldn't follow.
I like tapping into the shameful corners of the internet. It gives me a little ABC Four Corners vibe, but in a really dark way.
It's like we're on the dark. It's like a dark web documentary or something.
Yeah. Because Four Corners is kind of like an insight into different groups of people or problems or whatever, and that's kind of what this is. But it's a shameful couple of corners. Except that
our program isn't pretending to be nonpartisan.
That is true.
We are nonpartisan. Whereas they're pretending.
Welcome back to Weird But Wonderful presents ABC presents Shameful Corners. Hey David, my brother is almost 2 years younger than me, but we're pretty close.
Tight like this. For the audio listener, I've my fingers are together.
Thank you. Wrapped around each other. Get needlessly specific. Thank you. His girlfriend is his age and a nice person, and she makes my bro happy. There are absolutely no feelings towards her or intentions from me. You know when someone has to explicitly state something, and it's because there definitely are weird intentions coming from them? You know? Hey, bro, love your girlfriend, I'd never want to have sex with her.
Whoa! And I would never fuck her.
And never. I've never looked at her once and thought,
you couldn't pay me to be attracted to her, so. You couldn't even pay me, man. That's how much I'm not attracted to her. You get it.
I get it.
You get it.
You know what? That's really good.
I'm not attracted to her.
Now I feel more comfortable as your bro. No red flags. This argument between me and my girlfriend happened a little while ago, pre-quarantine.
Wait, hang on. Yeah, I came with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a pre-quarantine argument when we were still able to see each other, and she hasn't really brought it up since and seems to be over it. I'd say bubbling beneath the surface, but...
I guess that the fact that you posted this means she's not over it.
Yeah, safe bet. But I'm wondering if I was in the wrong, because I don't think I was at all, but it's still bugging me. Again, when you have to ask yourself if you're in the wrong, and so, because when I have a clear conscience, that's when things that I've done are really bugging me,
The am I good rule is something we refer to a lot on this podcast, which is when you're asking the question, am I good? The answer is almost universally, probably not.
Yeah. it's pretty much a no.
Almost certainly no.
So my girlfriend has nice taste and she has decent clothing, but she doesn't really shop at any particular stores. I don't know what the fuck that means.
This is such a wrinkle. I don't know where this is going.
Most of her clothes are from Amazon and rather randomly selected.
What?
Okay. A little judgmental.
Are you negging your girlfriend?
Yeah, a little judgmental, king of fashion. Oh, we've stumbled into the king of fashion's lair.
'Tis I, the noble prince of fashion, here to declare that fanny packs are back, baby. Speaking of fashion, you know what does freak me out is kids. You see kids now walking around and they've got like a bum bag, a fanny pack, but strapped across the.
Get me started.
It's across the body. And it's like an Adidas one or something like that, or like a Nike one. I've never been more stressed out looking at the way someone is dressed than when someone does that. Like a seatbelt is how they've got it for the audio listener. I've never been more concerned about the future of our country and the world than when I see the youth kind of doing that one.
Just
strapping up that way, with their fresh kicks and their 3/4 length elastic bottom jeans from Kenji. That stuff stresses me out. And their long body t-shirt that is clearly slightly too long.
Look, I want to preface what I'm about to say next by saying that I love my nephews very much.
Oh, okay? And if they're listening, please go to patreon.com/mypixelpersona and contribute, nephews.
Yeah, my nephews, if you could really... I'm really getting I'm really getting sick of you guys not spending your... what do they call it? Your pocket money.
Your allowance.
On my goddamn podcast. No. How fucked would that be? Oh, shit.
Just every Christmas you turn up and you're like, what did you guys get me for Christmas? Oh, but subscription to my Patreon.
Yeah, it's just... for their birthday, I get them a business card.
And it's just
for my services,
but it's just the URL of Patreon. It's not anything else. It's the whole business card on both sides.
And let's face it, I wasn't going to pay those printing costs, so it is just an A4 piece of paper that I've printed out that just has the URL.
And you've cut up, you've like guillotined it yourself. Yeah, it's not even laminated.
Again, guillotine, very expensive. I've scisored it. So lopsided.
Oh, you've cut it yourself, but so some of the edges aren't so. Actually, something that does stress me out is people that are very good at cutting straight lines. I'm like,
that's a point of concern for you.
Well, I'm
so glad that we haven't sailed the fuck off course. So like 3 minutes into this podcast as well. By the way,
it's to be fair, it's 10 minutes in. So how dare you?
Very quickly, I just want to say that my nephews, one of my nephews in particular, wanted a fanny pack for his birthday because apparently they have come back and they are cool. Ooh. And he's also buying some of the craziest looking sneakers I've ever seen. Okay, I went through a sneaker period in my life. You know, I was a sneaker head. You know,
sneaker boy.
I was part of the Kick crew. You know, that good stuff.
Ooh.
And but yeah, these are
it's next level.
Whack. Shit's kind of whack, but that's what's in these days. That's what's in these days, apparently.
Hey, that's how kids. Kids do.
Now I'm whack. Everything that I was into. Right? And everything that I thought was whack, everything that's whack is now cool, and I guess everything that I like is whack. I'm whack now.
You know who did it? It was Kendall Jenner is what's happened. It's the fucking Kardashians, man. You see that right there?
They made fanny packs cool.
Yeah, it was her. She did it. She made fanny packs cool because she's extremely attractive, and I guess just
because specifically wearing it like that in an Australian context is very much what drug dealers do.
Absolutely, they do.
When you see them with they have like
access.
Yeah, it's filled with pingers and 6 Nokia phones that have like different people's like names and numbers in them.
That's the outfit with the earrings as well. That's the one.
That's that drip right there. ASOS drip.
That's that drip. That's that drug dealer drip. I will say, if you did this in Australia, you would have a sweaty boob because it is fucking hot here. That's what I would say. And
also, someone would be saying, "Hey, can I get on? Can I get on?
Can we talk quickly about this? Is not. We need to go back to the question. Oh, where'd my camera go?
The screens have flipped. Everything. Oh, everything's flipping, David.
I think that we should just cancel
drug terminology.
Drug lingo.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's bad. It's all bad. You don't sound cool. You sound lame. You sound kind of desperate and sad. Like
And confusing for anyone who's new to the game.
it's like a new or returning to the game. It's like when you go back to your high school, right? And all the corridors are the same, but all the posters on the walls are different. It's very confusing. Are we just old men? Oh.
Sorry, I threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Did we?
Can we stop thinking about how old we are now? Because it's my birthday on Friday as well, and I'll turn 31. And okay,
Yeah.
we need to power.
No, it's my birthday in 2 weeks. We can't do this right now.
Okay,
James, what was the finish the fucking? Sorry, finish the question. She's not dripping. He doesn't appreciate the drip, the Amazon drip. He's not into it.
Her drip's whack, apparently.
The drip's whack.
Most of her clothes are from Amazon, and others are randomly selected. She used to wear a lot of tomboy kind of clothes, like graphic shirts that were too big, baggy jeans, and that's changed now because I kind of called her out on it, and I think she's been able to find clothes that fit her better and kind of flatter her more. Dude, what?
Called her out's a weird turn of phrase.
And also, I think graphic tee, like big baggy graphic tees and like baggy shit.
It's a vibe.
That's us style, dude. Just because it ain't your style, maybe your style's whack.
Maybe you're the whack one. But like
kid
that's also a part of like growing up though, is like working out what fits you and what looks good on you. The phrasing of that is not good.
You don't need to figure that out because your mum knows exactly what fits you best. And
them jeans from JJ's.
Exactly. And better just spend
with the Diamantes.
Hell yeah, mum. What is this? A horizontally striped green and white polo? Thank you.
That won't make me look fat at all. Thanks, mum.
Thanks, mum.
This polo from Kmart?
Because people have bashed me, mum.
I got that Kmart drip, mum.
Ridiculous.
I did have a moment the other day where I had to go do something, and I'd come from, like, I went to my office for the first time. I started a job in the coronavirus, so I went to my office for the first time. And I was in like business clothes because I was going to meet my boss.
Inside of a hazmat suit, inside of a hazmat suit, and then wearing business clothes. Yes, thank you.
But basically, like we met in the office and we just like stood in slightly different rooms. It was very weird.
Sat either side of a 40-person conference room.
Pretty much, like, it was pretty much that. But one from that is like I was in these business clothes and I was going home, and it was a new pair of chinos. I got some new chinos. No flex, but like they weren't cheap. Like, because I have a very weird body shape, so I have to buy a
fuck. Are you fucking fashion flexing right now?
I'm not fat. I'm not. It's the opposite of that.
Okay,
it's like because nothing else fits me, and I was justifying it to someone who I'd been like, hey, like, this is what I'm wearing, and she was like, oh, you look really good. And I was like, yeah, and she's like, wow, those are like, what are those pants? They really fit you really well. And I was like, they were $90 because my butt is a weird shape. And it was a very embarrassing.
I like that the question was like, what are those chinos? And you immediately went to, well, they're $90 chinos.
Yeah.
The price of the chinos doesn't fucking matter, dude.
Well, I'm dating again, so I'm trying to prove that I have that cash.
Okay, yeah.
That was me doing
because the audio listeners, the audio listeners couldn't hear you doing the ruffled fingers.
Is that better? Yeah.
Well, better and worse, but yep.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So a bit of both. Okay, so he's not up with the drip.
Sorry, what the fuck was the chino story about?
Huh? No, that was the whole. There was no punchline. I lost it in the middle. I lost it in the middle.
I said, you fucking piece of shit.
I lost it in the middle.
I said to you, this better not be a fashion flex.
And you said, in the middle.
And you said it wasn't.
It wasn't.
And then all you said was that you spent $90 on a pair of chinos. And then you're like, yeah, anyway, back to the story. Oh, and a girl asked me about them. Back to the story.
See ya. I lost it in the middle. I was doing up. There was a punchline coming, but I lost it.
I am so deeply upset.
I don't know what
You've so deeply upset me that you've come in here with your fucking chinos and you've fashion flexed, and then
I'm not wearing them now. There's no not wearing them now.
Jesus Christ!
Like
demonetized.
Hit us. Got that thigh out.
Okay, so he called her out on it, which is it sounds really like a good thing you should do to your girlfriend or your boyfriend. For context, she's kind of short and petite, so finding clothes that can fit can be a challenge for her since most outfits marked as small or even extra small tend to still be too big on her. This is relevant because my brother's girlfriend is about the same size as my girlfriend.
Okay, starting to see the...
I think my brother's girlfriend's clothes look really nice. And I've asked her a few times where she got that outfit or where she buys her clothes from because I think they'd look good on my girlfriend.
I get where he's coming from, but that is not how you phrase that.
Then I'd say to my girlfriend, hey, you should shop at X store because that's where my brother's girlfriend gets her clothes. In fact, I'll take you there sometime. I did this maybe a handful of times. Hey, you'd be hotter if you looked like my brother's girlfriend that I don't want to fuck, by the way, that I definitely said I don't want to fuck. Yeah. You guys remember when I said that?
Nah, it's not gaslighting at all. It's fine.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So one time we were all at my house. I thought the pants on my brother's girlfriend were looking nice. I asked her where she got them. She said X store. I went to the living room, told my girlfriend basically what I wrote above. This time she got kind of snappy and said, I get it, okay?
Ooh.
Yeah. I felt like something was wrong.
Why? She snapped at you, dog. It's clearly fine.
God, dude, the perception on this dude. Oh. Nothing gets by him.
Nothing's slipping through the keeper on this one.
I get it, all right?
I get it.
Perhaps there might be an issue here. Fuck me. So I asked her if she was upset. And she couldn't really seem to explain why she was annoyed. Okay, yeah. Does he? Half the time, I feel like, do you actually not know why they're upset, or you playing dumb? You're playing dumb because you've done the dumb thing, and then you've done the dumb thing.
That one sounds like playing dumb. Yeah.
She just told me that she felt like I didn't like how she dressed. Well, I don't know where she possibly got that from.
I couldn't. Hey, where would you get that idea? You've just said it like 4 times in the last 2 paragraphs.
I tried to explain that I didn't feel that way at all. Yeah. No, babe, I don't feel this way at all. And that is why every single outfit I've seen you wear, I've tried to actively get you to change it and also change where you shop from.
This makes me crazy though, because he clearly does think that. Just own it. And say, the reason I'm suggesting this is I don't like the way you be honest. Like if you don't like a thing, fucking own it and be like, yeah, I think that you dress like shit. It's not going to go well, but at least you're not manipulating her and pretending that's not what you're doing. Like, at least be fucking honest about it.
There's
I can't
something
stand
in
that
being
shit.
Honest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
maybe,
and also
maybe don't hit him with you dress like shit.
No, but like, okay, so like an example of a thing that happened in my real life is like, my ex was like, hey, like you have the worst like board shorts of all time, like swimmers, right? Okay. And I was like, oh, and she's like, they're real bad. Like they're clearly from when you were much bigger. They don't fit you. Like we'll let's go shopping. Let's find you like a pair that look good on you that are flattering. And it was a positive thing. Like she made it into like a positive thing. Yeah. It wasn't like, hey, you look like shit in those. It was like, just hey, really we can find you better ones.
Were there any other kind of like, did that transition? Did it go like, hey, and now that we're here, like maybe we should get you some cool new t-shirts. And hey, while we're here, we should also get you some cool new pants.
Because I got that business casual drip already. You know what's up? I got that hipster so business casual drip.
You did come here to fashion flex, is what you've done.
I got that.
I'm gonna sock you one right in the goddamn teeth.
I'm wearing boots that are like $100. You know, I'm wearing some Pierre Cardin suits. That's not impressive. I'm wearing...
Also, $100 shoes is not impressive, by the way.
No, I know.
I'm like, my 12-year-old nephew buys like $150 shoes. Again, I told you. He's
probably sneaks, though. Probably sneaks, though.
They are sneaks, yeah. His kicks. His fresh
I don't have any fresh pumps, so I don't know. I don't have any Reeboks or anything.
It's weird how many phones he seems to have, though, but I don't know.
Kids do... I feel, again, this is going to be old man talk, but I feel like kids have a lot of phones now and a lot of devices. But you asked them about it. They're like, no, I just have this one iPhone. And you're like, no, I've seen you with 4 in the last 10 minutes and an iPad and like a Switch and then like this other thing that I don't recognize. They're like, no, I just have this one phone that I own. I don't know, man. We should finish this question.
I feel like
we've been doing this for 23 minutes.
Is more of a delve into your mind.
In what sense?
In all of the senses.
Well, I like texture. I like texture rather than like pattern. So they work for me as a brand.
I'm going to try not to vomit and finish this question. Okay. at everything that you've been saying, I'm going to try not to puke, and then we're going to finish this question. Okay, let's try and get through this together. And if you fashion flex me one more time, I'm gonna put up a picture on the screen of you dressed as who was that character you went as? You went as a detective, but I photoshopped you to make it look
was Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I tried to explain that I didn't feel that way at all, but it didn't seem like she was buying it. Was I an asshole? My friends seem pretty divided on the issue.
I think it comes back to, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you sound like you say things like a piece of shit. Putting it out there seems like you're in the wrong here. Consider that what you're trying to do is help her, not put her down. And it seems like what you're doing in her, what she's hearing, it seems like is... But, okay, well, actually, the fact that she's not sure why she's upset is complicated, because she's not upset because you're interested.
She knows why she's upset, but she is also thinking, you can't be this fucking dumb that I have to explain this to you.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. You know exactly. You just said the thing that you said. Now I'm upset, and you're saying, why are you upset? Well, maybe it was the thing you just said.
Maybe it's
so have a think about what you just said, and now let's think about if someone else said that to you. Would you be cool with it?
You guys know in the Bible when it's like, do unto your neighbors whatever the fuck you want to do unto you, or whatever it says? It's that.
Yeah, when Jesus says, hey, listen the fuck up. This is down the Bible.
It's in the Bible. He goes,
fuck one unto fucking others as they fuck. Don't fuck around with people. Otherwise, they'll fuck around on you.
Also, put that fanny pack on your belt, not on your shoulder.
27-100.
And then he pieced out to go hang out with Usher.
I feel like we kind of solved that one as we were sort of reading it.
Yeah,
this guy is again. Why does everyone? Our thing just ends up being like, "Hey, you're a piece of shit."
It does seem, well, yes, but it also seems to be like our through line is mostly dudes asking questions suck. It tends to be our takeaway.
That's a good point. Yeah,
especially when there's a woman involved, because men do not treat women super well.
Maybe the solution is for his girlfriend to flip the script and maybe start dressing him like not even his brother, his dad. Oh. Dress him like his dad.
Ooh, why? Hang on. What kind of drip?
And say stuff like, "Hey, there's no weird feelings between me and your dad,
but I'm gonna need you to wear this cardigan.
But I'm gonna need you to wear everything that your dad wears because he's fucking hot." And say that.
Just say that, and he'll get and then if he gets upset, you say, "Oh, do you get it now?"
No. When he gets upset, you say, "Why are you upset?
Why are you upset?
Yeah.
What's the malfunction?"
And then fuck his dad.
I will say a comfortable dad cardigan. That's life goals right there. Dad cardigan.
Throw up on screen. Throw up a dad cardigan on screen for me. No, you right now. I need to see this.
I thought you said you were throwing up.
No. I need to see what a comfortable dad cardigan is. I can't believe that I'm fucking entertaining this bullshit.
Do you want to come with me on the search journey? Hang on. Let's go.
I just want to know what you.
How is this the podcast we make now?
I don't know.
Clothing. Where's knitwear? There we go.
Do you know what the problem is? Everyone during this whole like COVID-19 lockdown in their home stitch, everyone has the time to create more content. I'm fucking busier than ever, and I have less time. Same. And now during the time when there's more eyeballs and earballs on content than ever before, we're just putting out hot, wet shit.
Real shit. This guy, that's the dad look if ever there was one.
So that in your mind, that's the comfortable dad cardigan that you'd go
it's got the buttons and all. Like you can roll the sleeves up in the office. It's gonna be real comfy. It's got that neck.
Fuck me. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if there's a nice business one though. Hang on.
How about you keep searching for another comfortable dad cardigan, and I'll read to the next question.
You do that. I'm gonna keep looking.
David, one of my best friends has been a realtor for about 10 years with this one problem. She's never made a sale.
I don't think I just want to point out really quickly, A, you're not a realtor if you can't sell a house, but B, this is a Ralph Lauren fucking cardigan. I literally was just sick in my own fucking mouth.
At how bad you wanted it?
No, I hate that. That's also, look at how preppy this guy is. Anyway.
He dresses exactly like you dress.
He absolutely does not.
I thought that was a picture of you.
He's not. How dare you? How dare you?
You keep
How
saying business
dare
casual, but what you mean is preppy.
No,
you
I
mean
actually don't. I dress like
Okay.
I do not. You know I don't. You know I don't.
Can't confirm.
You've known me for 2 years. You know how I dress. That is not how I dress.
Can't confirm that.
You.
And I think it's 3 years. We've known each other for 3 years now.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's been. Oh, yeah.
Your personality has not gotten better.
And neither is your fashion sense. Now, David, I have.
Oh.
All right, let's.
We need to do a question. Another one. Let's go.
She's never made a sale, which you're absolutely right. I would argue that makes you
not really a real estate agent. Yeah.
You need to be able to sell. Like, you can't say I'm a car salesman.
Nah, your job is to sell property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She actually let her license expire, but plans on renewing it at some point. I'm planning on buying a house within the next couple of years. My friend has told me that she will end the friendship if I don't buy a house through her. She is she's laid it out flat. She said, you know what? You want to buy a house in the next couple of years? I want to get back into the real estate game. And when I mean get back into, I mean, maybe please be my first sale.
Oh, so this lifelong decision of buying property.
Yes.
Owning your own piece of planet Earth, the rock upon which we call home, that, barring any future disaster in the short interim period, is what we have. You're buying that piece of rock for you forever. She's saying, hey, I'm bad at my job, cut me in.
Hey, I'm so bad that I've never done the one thing that my job is to do in 10 years. I haven't really done my job one time.
Wait,
what have you been doing?
Surely, I work with real...
Surely you accidentally made a sale once.
Wait a second. I work with real estate companies in my job. Like, so a few of our clients do that. You have KPIs tied to the houses you sell. Like, you have to do that to make money. So
you know, maybe it wasn't a very. She didn't say it was a very lucrative career in realty.
Maybe she's earning minimum wage. Yeah,
she was just in realty. You know, making a lot of money for advertisers, listing a lot of properties, not making any sales. I know an excellent realtor and prefer him over her. Literally, do you know who's a better realtor than her? And I hate to break this to her. Someone who sold a house. Has a realtor sold one house? Well, then they have more experience than she does.
I think I haven't sold a house, but I've been there when someone sold a house. I think I'm probably more experienced.
Yeah, you overheard a sale one time. You're more experienced. I think I might go to you to buy my next house.
Yeah.
This is going to be the biggest financial decision of my life. Yeah, Natch. So you want someone who's like going to be half decent. But I don't want to lose one of my best friends. I also don't want to hear the tantrum if I don't choose her.
Oh.
She can be pretty awful when she's upset. However, her lack of experience or lack of business worries me. Any suggestions?
Ooh, this is a classic friend pickle.
Is there any way that I can, after having bought my house, get them over to the house warming, and then when they're like, what the fuck? You said you were gonna, and you go, can you play it off like you just forgot? You go,
you know what? You did mention that. I completely slipped my mind. I had that hockey game that day. I had other stuff on.
I didn't know that you wanted to
you're still in real estate? I thought you were doing something else.
Can you sell me my next house? Can you play it off like that, maybe?
When I negative gear this one and buy a property so young people can't afford real estate, did you want to sell that one to me?
Do you want to sell me my next house?
Wait, so hang on. She's not helping you sell it, she's helping you buy it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Do you have... Okay, here's the thing, though. If you do have a good real estate agent that isn't her, you should use them because they will get you a better deal on the property. But maybe, maybe she's like the intern. Maybe you can, convince them to take her on, 1 day a week She can learn the ropes from your real estate agent, build that, and it's
11 years deep at this point, learning the ropes.
Learning the ropes after 10 years of not selling a fucking single property.
Yep. Not even accidentally, not even once.
This feels like another time where I'm gonna suggest faking your own death and moving countries.
Okay, that does seem to be a fairly consistent sort of answer for you. I would also argue it's very difficult for you to sort of like set up shop, you know.
Well,
lay down lay your hat down, you know. This is where I'm choosing to rest. I'm gonna buy a piece of property. I'm gonna buy a house. Yeah. This is where I want to live. You can't keep faking your death, mate.
Well, here's what I would say: you buy the property, then you fake your own death, move elsewhere, use the equity of that first property, use that to leverage to buy your second property, your forever home. She doesn't know you're alive.
Okay,
you're good to go.
Absolutely. Let me hit you with one little flaw.
Yeah.
The person whose name that original property is in has just died.
Sorry?
They're now legally dead.
In what sense?
In all legal senses.
Wait, dead people can't buy property?
Dead people can't buy property.
Ooh, that's a real wrinkle.
Set up a trust.
Ooh.
Now.
Yeah.
Or an LLC. Now. That buys the property.
Oh, your shell
something about transitioning something. I don't even know. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how QuickBooks works. So
I use Xero, but yep.
So for me, I have no idea, but for you, figure it out.
Figure it out.
Or
let
her do it.
Oh, she just sounds
deadline
bad at it.
Deadline though.
Bad at it.
You say, hey, I want this house. Here's my budge. Bring me budget. Get me some offers or whatever, or some fucking start. You just say, here's my budget. Here's what I want. Start wheeling, start dealing. You've got 3 weeks.
Go get. Because I'm looking maybe in the next 2 or 3 months. I'm looking to probably buy somewhere. And what I didn't say to my real estate agent was, go get. I sort of had a conversation with him, and I was like, listen, Chris, like, I'm looking for these guys. But I should have said, just go get.
Yeah, well, I can't imagine why you didn't.
That's seems really on me. Yeah.
Seems a little irresponsible that you didn't.
I'm going to make it.
Did you give him a 3 weeks
in the old notes app on the phone? Just give me a second.
Put that on the Trello board for him.
Yeah, just give me a tick.
Go
Chris,
get. 6 exclamation
say to Chris, go get. Go get. Sorry, GIT, not GOT. Yeah, that's on me.
I feel like you can't go wrong. You just can't go wrong if you do that.
Yeah, problem solved.
Did you have traveling to a place called Quora?
Hey, listen, James, it's time for the spell to be cast on this podcast. The spell which is driving through Quora Corner Lane. So for those of you who do not know, Quora is a website. It's a question and answer website on the internet where people ask questions that cannot be answered with a simple Google search. These questions range anything from astrophysics to things like laws, philosophical questions. A lot of the times it's questions about a specific job you may not have access to. So, what does a cop do in XYZ situation? What does a nurse or a doctor do in XYZ situation? A lot of anecdotes, a lot of people who pretend to be experts who are not. And the way that Quora Corner works is I pit James, our brains trust against the machine of the internet, which is Quora. And a fun wrinkle that we revealed a few weeks ago is that Quora, you choose a best answer, and that is then written in stone forever as the answer to that question. So if you Google the exact question if you Google the exact question that is on Quora, the answer that Google will populate is the one that Quora has. So just keep that in mind. This is official canon for the universe. Vis-a-vis, this shit sticks, boys.
I didn't know Quora was so like carved in digital stone.
And also, there's a running tally. So there's a tally between James and Quora. Currently, James 1, Quora 4. And the way this segment works is I give James the question and then a handful of potential answers. He has to guess which one someone on the internet, a human being on the internet, wrote in response to the question. Okay. The question this week is, why do programmers use old laptops?
Okay.
Now, we're two boys that have worked in software before.
Nope.
Digital marketing. We've written front end. We've written HTML before. CSS.
We know what HTML is.
Yes.
I've seen the back end of a style sheet once or twice.
I've tipped my hat to a bloody background.
I've accidentally fucked up a functions.php file in my time and turned a whole website off. Who hasn't?
I've accidentally tried to use JavaScript and failed. Why do many programmers use old laptops? So your three options are: A, they don't actually answer the question at all and are very dismissive of the question altogether. I feel like that should be an option in all of these. B, answer says that programmers should only use MacBooks. C, answer responds by explaining they use a very, very expensive laptop from a few years ago that is basically better than most computers, full stop. So A, they don't actually have an answer at all and are very dismissive. B, they say that programmers should only use MacBooks. Or C, they use a very expensive laptop that would dwarf most PCs regardless.
Okay. It's absolutely... I can't imagine that a computer programmer is going to back the fact that they exclusively use Mac. That is the most anti-computer programmer thing I think I've ever heard in my entire life. Okay? They love fidgeting. They love getting into the bits, the milieu.
Crossing off B, yeah.
So definitely not B.
So you two options left. They don't answer the question.
I know, but I've made the mistake before of choosing they don't answer the question at all. Okay, and that was wrong. But I've also made the mistake of assuming that there is any kind of pattern to Quora whatsoever.
Quora is the universe as a function. It is pure chaos.
I can picture them not answering the question at all. I can picture these people being, I can picture someone being so elitist that they're like, I'm not even, hey, if you don't know, then you don't know kind of thing. But I'm very hesitantly going to go with C. Is that correct?
Hey, you go on. Nice,
I'm on the board. 2 points.
Yeah, the correct answer was C. Answer responds by explaining that they use a very expensive computer from a few years ago that is basically better than most computers, full stop. This answer is wildly condescending. Like, so the question they asked is, why do programmers use old laptops? And this person basically just flexes and goes, I have an expensive one. This is a dumb question.
Okay, first of all, I would just like to, before you dive into what they said, I would just like to say that, yeah, no one on this podcast has done anything near similar to what the answer to this question has done this evening. Need I remind you, you went into a story about your expensive shorts and then just said the dollar amount and then stopped talking.
They were not
about
shorts. They were chinos. They were
sorry,
pants.
your Carteroy fucking Cheeny Chos or whatever the fuck. Okay.
Is that racist? I don't know. Okay. The question answer is, and I'm just going to read you the whole thing, so strap in, okay? It's quite long.
I'm strapped.
Actually, I might just read you
where's my bum bag? I'll get strapped.
I might read you the log line first. Quote, okay. Because we know the big secret that laptop makers dare not mention. Laptops haven't changed much for ages. End quote.
Okay.
It's factually incorrect. Case in point, I'm typing this on a secondhand laptop I just bought. Listen to these specs for a second. I got a 17-inch 1080p FHD screen, 3rd gen i7 core processor, separate integrated graphics card, 16 gig RAM, 256 gigabyte SSD, and 1 terabyte HDD, Windows 10 with lots of USB 3 ports. End quote. That is a fucking beefy laptop. That is better than most people's desktop setups, is what I would say.
Okay.
Goes on to say it cost me £350. If you wanted a new laptop of similar config from the same maker, you'd pay nearly 3 times as much. And you know what? It wouldn't be significantly faster. It would be more power efficient, sure, because that's the direction Intel are taking their processors, but I'll get pretty much the same raw I'll get pretty much the same raw processing grunt out of this laptop that its up-to-minute companion for vastly less money. Then he talks about battery for a while, which I got really bored with. But then he says, you'll find programmers rating eBay for perfectly serviceable laptops discarded in the frantic rush. This is the condescending bit. Okay. In the frantic rush of the non-cognoscenti for the new and shiny that gives them little added benefit. So basically, if you buy new computers, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him casting down from on high, you fucking plebeian idiots.
Fucking idiot.
Rushing out to buy your new shiny little toy when us seasoned profs know that we can raid an eBay listing or two and get the beefiest shit on the market.
I suspect.
Suck my whole butt, Stephen Jobs.
I suspect the only constant with every single Quora answer is that it's condescending to someone. I think that's probably true.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yikes. So that leaves us at James 2, Quora 4. Well done, James, getting another point on the board. Hey, halfway, pal.
I'm clawing those points back.
Yeah, get it back. The black hole of the internet will have to live to fight another day and try to get its lead a little further ahead.
Not on my fucking watch. Not on my fucking watch, Quora. It's me spitting.
He spat on it. Jesus.
I'm spitting on Quora.
Sorry, Mr. Jobs.
That's going to do it for this episode. This weird but wonderful episode.
That's why you called it that.
If you're a Patreon subscriber, a supporter on Patreon tiers have changed. I need to make a thing about that to inform people that the tiers have changed now. I mean, one of the things that was on the tiers was video. Hey, guess what? It's not one of the tiers anymore because you can watch this right now. But yeah, Patreon people, stick around for our bonus question. If you're not a supporter and you want to support the show, maybe there's something on one of the tiers that tickles your fancy. You can go check it out at patreon.com/oneweirdpodcast. Go check it out, see if there's anything on there that you want to, extra bonus goodies that you want to get down your gullet, then you can support the show.
It's going to give you indigestion, but it's going to taste good.
That you can get down your gullet. Make sure you get a box of Gaviscon. Now, you can keep up with all the goings on of this podcast and the snippets and the clips, the snips, as I call them, the snips, over on the socials at One Weird Podcast, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But yeah, I mean, that's going to do it. Man, what a clear, concise outro that this is. You know what I mean?
It's still going though.
And it's still going.
Hey, is there a bonus question for Patreons?
Yeah, it's coming. It's behind Marvel style. It's behind the credits. You know that, okay? We all know that.
Wait.
He's he writing this down? Okay, he's gonna write that down. I'm gonna tell you that you can find me personally on the internet, just kicking shit around on the internet.
Oh,
the credits.
It's behind there.
Oh, fuck. With every fiber of my being, I want to end the podcast right now, but we can't because we have to record a Patreon thing, even though David's just done the worst thing in the world. You can find me at MyPixelPersona on Twitter and Instagram, mainly just Instagram, let's face it, and mainly just Twitter, let's face it. David, where can people find you? Where are you kicking holes in on the internet these days?
Hey, if you want to see some content about weird art or just people talking about art in a way you haven't heard before, very down to earth, we use human language. Head to youtube.com/DCMworks. We make all kinds of stuff. Videos, features, interviews, documentaries, everything in between. Our goal is to explore people making weird stuff and understand why they're doing it and how they do it, in the hopes that if you're at home, if you're at work, wherever you are, making weird stuff, maybe you can make your weird thing better. Or at the very least, you might feel inspired to make more stuff. That's really our goal.
I think it was Nerdwriter once said that analysis help. The more you understand about something, you can appreciate it more.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
That's
one of the way that I think about it is, if you're interested in the world around you, you should be interested in the things you consume and why you consume them. One of the biggest issues in society currently is people do not process what they consume. They do not process the information in front of them. We focus on that. We want to do that. We want to synthesize something meaningful from what we do. So you can go check that out. Otherwise, if you want to find my novel, you can head to maynardtrig.com and you can use blog 10 and you get a cheeky 10% off the paperback. Or if you want to follow me individually, I'm on Twitter at DCMIHatePie.
You know, David, it's at the end of a podcast that I often like to look back. You know, I get reflective and sentimental even about the episode that we've just done. And, you know I can't help but think that, me and you and us all here together are really doing something special, you know? And
in what sense?
In all the senses. And I just feel like, if there's anything really that we can take away from this episode, it's don't brag about your drip. You know, David?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm glad that you know, because that was for you.
Well,
if you're a Patreon person, stick around. We'll be back in 2 seconds. If you're not, we'll talk to you next time. We love you anyway. Peace. Mwah! Don't you blow kisses at... Whoa! That was the most terrifying look I've seen in my life! What's up, Patreon people? I'm back.
Hey, what's up,
The soul
fam?
has escaped
What's
my
up,
body.
fam? Where your drip
David
at?
just did whatever stare that was.
You're welcome.
David, let's just dive deep into it. My partner and I live together and have for the past 2 years. We both really enjoy snacking. Who doesn't?
Who done?
Now, I know this sounds petty, and it probably is, but I need to know. Whenever I buy food, be it snacks or regular food, he eats the majority of it without thinking. I'll confront him, and he says he'll replace it, but he rarely actually does.
Oh, I love this. Yeah.
I get really upset because I was really looking forward to eating something when I get to it.
Yeah.
But when I do get to it, it's gone.
I get that. I don't, because, okay, disclaimer, I'm that snack person. I buy snacks, I don't eat them, but they're there when I need them. I get that. My ex was like, she was a big snacker, so I feel this 100. I'm there with them. Yeah, I'm there.
I've tried to talk to him about it, but he never really stops. Anyway, today I had enough. I bought 3 snacks, and he saw them the second I came in. He immediately asked if he could have some, and I said no. He asked me 3 more times, "Are you serious?" I responded quietly, yes. A few hours later, he asked me again if he could have some because he had just smoked a bowl. I said no again. He asked me again if I was serious. Then I asked, then asked me why. I said, because you have no self-control and you'll eat all of them.
Oh.
I didn't know if I communicated well or like an asshole. Am I the asshole for saying no and refusing to share my snacks for the first time in 2 years?
What I would say is one of the things that happens is people get this assumption in any kind of relationship, whether romantic or otherwise, that just because things have been a certain way that you can't then say, actually, I no longer like this needs to change. That this idea that you can't assert new boundaries, that because someone's always done something and it's been okay, that you can't say, actually, I no longer think that's okay. That's really common and super unhealthy. Like, you can decide tomorrow, actually, we got to have our own snacks, dog. Like, this is my snack drawer. This is your snack drawer. Don't be fucking with my snack drawer. Especially if you finna smoke a bowl, because you know he's going to be hitting whatever's in front of him. Like, you got to set those boundaries. That's a really healthy thing to do as relationships evolve, is to realize that that's a thing that's normal and good. And I think if you feel bad about that, you got to check yourself and be like, actually, that's a pretty healthy part of any relationship is growing and evolving and setting new boundaries. But also,
step number 1. Step number 1, check your snack privilege.
Check your snack privilege.
Step number 2, I loved how serious of an answer that was for, and let's remember, snacks. So, but
it's important, man. Well, because it is important. It matriculates to every part of your life.
Sure.
It does. Well, it does.
My-
it does.
my-
It
I know.
does.
I
Because
know.
then you come to me and you're like, David, can I play on your Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch cartridge? Okay, you want to play on my island with
Yep.
Mr. Nook, whom I owe a lot of money to. It's a lot.
I heard a lot about this Nook guy, and just I really have no context for understanding who he is or why everyone owes him so many goddamn dollars.
He goes, well, he's very good. He's a very good salesman. So he goes, hey man, come to my holiday island. I'll set you up, dog. I'll get you a tent, small loan. You'll pay it back in no time. You pay him back, and he's like,
Whoa,
hey,
sorry, what was that sneaky little line he stuck in there? Small loan.
small loan. You pay it back in one day. Don't stress. And you're like, chill, man. And you go, hey, I'd like to build a house. And he goes, psh, I'll give you some capital. No worries. Small loan, this time with interest. But you'll pay it back, don't worry. And you're like, cool. And then you want to keep building stuff, and you get addicted to building things, and then he keeps giving you loans, and the interest keeps getting bigger. And then you keep building stuff, and he keeps giving you loans. And it's like, after a while, it feels like he owns you, and you're really building stuff for him, and it's his island. And he gives you, and then he pays you in Nook miles, which are like prison script, where it's like money you can only spend at the island cafeteria. It's like a mining town, and then you're like, well, I want to spend my money elsewhere, but you don't have any real money. All you have is Nook bucks, and turnips.
Should have known about that before you got into this whole mess.
Yeah, I should have thought about that before I got into this whole mess.
David, my girlfriend is notorious for she will buy chocolate, but she has...
Wait, are you talking... Is this the question ask, or are you talking about...
No, this is me.
Okay.
I'm talking about Sam.
Okay.
She will buy chocolate, and she has a casein allergy, right? She can't consume beta casein, which is in literally every dairy product. It's different because they also put casein into other stuff like soy milk. They has casein in it and things like that. So anyway, cheeses, shit like that. So she will buy chocolate and then have literally 1 to 2 pieces of an entire block of chocolate. And now there's just a block of chocolate that, and again, the scent of which has been released into the air because the packet is open. Okay, the blood is in the water, and the chocolate sharks are circling.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you can't buy a whole block of chocolate and only eat two little tiny little blocks of it. Okay, and then expect me to not eat it. Okay. So now she's pretty good about me doing that, but
hang on. I'm her in this scenario. Because I'm also pretty dairy intolerant. I'm that guy, right?
Yeah.
So I finna buy a block of Kit Kat. I'll have like 2 pieces. But I had no problem watching my ex sit there, have a smoke or something. She'd sit there and eat half the block. I got no problem with that because I can't fucking eat it.
Exactly.
I can't eat it. I'm like, hey, you enjoy. This is for us. I'm fine with that. I'm fine. I'm down. I'm down with that.
Sitch. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that was cool.
No, that I totally. Okay. But are you asking first?
I'm always asking first. Yeah.
Then what's the problem?
Depends.
Well, how are you asking? Are you saying, "Hey, babe, do you mind if I have a bit?" Or are you saying,
"Oh yeah, I'll always say that. I'll always say that." But
yeah,
what is different is if a snack has sat for too long.
What's your threshold? Because I've got chocolate in my fridge from like 2 months ago.
Too long. It would have been gone. Yeah. Absolutely. I think even a closed packet of chips that's been in the cupboard for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, free game, dog. In my mind, this is how I justify it to myself. You've forgotten they exist. But I know they exist, and now I'm going to have them.
Here's the thing. I have like perfect mental inventory. So I have this this thing in my brain where I remember where all the things are at all times. Like it's a weird tick of like my particular like OCD.
Right.
So like I know for a fact that there is like half an empty packet of like chili kettle chips in the bottom of my cupboard next to my old coffee maker that I'm never going to finish, that I should just throw out, but I haven't yet. I know for a fact that in my freezer there is a bowl of black bean stir fry that I've frozen because it was going to go off, and some pork as well. But I also know that there is a small tub of ice cream that I can't eat, and a bucket of frozen daiquiri mix that I will definitely drink at some point when I run out of booze on a public holiday. But I know for a fact that's all in there.
Or for your next daiquiri
I
party.
if I discover that the ice cream is gone, I'm not going to be mad because I can't eat it. I can't eat it. Like,
what
I
if
get
the daiquiri mix is gone?
I'd be pissed about the daiquiri mix. Yeah.
And how long has the daiquiri mix been in there for?
Since New Year's Eve.
Too long. It's too long.
Yeah.
It's May, dude. It's May. It's been 5 motherfucking months. That shit, I'll tell you what.
It's been 5 months and 3 houses. That's how far that daiquiri mix has followed me.
At week 2, it becomes free game. And I don't
think it does. I don't think it does.
It absolutely does because fuck you, it does. How about that? How about I don't need to give a reason? If you come home with snacks is such a short. He's out. He's gone. He's gone. He can't handle it. See, this is some bullshit. And now he's flipping me off. He's just gone outside. He's done. Snacks have you purchase snacks. I totally believe they are a short-term purchased good. And you buy snacks and you want to, you should be eating them. Again, he's coming back, flipping me off. You don't just buy snacks to have snacks, is what I'm saying. David, you don't just buy snacks to have snacks in the house.
Yes,
okay?
you do. Okay, because what if, here's the thing. What if I get drunk and I want something salty? What if I get high and I want something sweet? Like, I need that option.
Then you know you're going to do those things.
I don't. I'm very unreliable. I'm going through a very stressful period in my life. I'm not exactly making good decisions.
Snacks are very utilitarian. It's a utilitarian purchase. Okay? You walk into a Coles or a Woolworths or wherever and you say, okay, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight, and so I'm gonna need some Sour Patch Kids. You know what I mean? It is a short-term purchase that has a use case.
No.
Absolutely.
That's not how I
I'm doing
shop.
a snack night, or like, we're gonna watch movies tonight. Better get some snacks in.
It's not how
you don't just fill the house with snacks.
Yeah, I do, yeah.
That's insane.
That's how I
If you're filling your fucking house with snacks, then all of them are free game. You know why? Because you haven't set a use case for any of them.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
You have absolutely no use case in mind. And I've come in and said, my use case is I want a snack the fuck now.
Yeah, that's what you're not understanding, is there is no use case. The hope is when you need them, they're there.
Absolutely not. That's insane. That is psychopath levels of snack purchasing right there.
Well, here's the thing though. Okay, maybe this is where different people on this front. I'm willing to split the diff on this. I don't always remember to eat all the meals I should a day. It's like I used to be a chef, so I'm obsessed with food. I love cooking, but I forget to eat sometimes. So maybe it's just like it's a tail end of that where it's like I have snacks in case like I don't feel like eating, but I need something in the house that I can eat. That's food, that's calories. Like I just have 20 fucking packets of like Up and Go. Like that's just the life I'm living. That's just the anxiety of life I'm living.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like when I have like a bad anxiety spell, like I just forget to eat. It's fine. But I think it's also the snack thing where it's like if I need it, it's there.
This needs to be a poll where we have to ask people if they're purchasing snacks for a particular particular time/use case, or if they're just purchasing them to like stock their house with snacks.
I super need to know. I do need to know this because I feel like I might be the only one doing it my way.
I'm gonna put that up on the Twitter. I've started writing it already. I have to. With every fiber of my being, I need to know the answer to this question because if there are like, it's gonna blow my mind if there are other human beings who are out there who are just like buying snacks to fill their house with snacks, and don't fucking write in and think that like when you buy like a box of like Smith's chips and it has like 4 packets of Twisties and 3 packets of Original.
Doesn't count.
That's not a snack, dog.
That's not a snack.
Nothing. That's
not a snack. That's a lunchtime accessory.
That's a lunch accessory.
It's an accessory. Yeah, that's like if you get like a packet of Tiny Teddies.
Yes, exactly.
That's not. We're talking about you buy a big ass bag of like
a party bag of Twisties,
kettle chips, or you buy like a thing of like microwavable popcorn might be the one exception. That's your emergency snack. You have that in the house at all times.
I wouldn't even count that as a snack.
Really? Well, you don't think so?
Exactly. Yeah, because you would stock that stuff. You're like, for when I'm watching a movie, I might want
That's
to
how I
bust
stock
out some
every
popcorn.
snack.
Insane. Absolutely insane. The
If
fact that
you're-
we're out here purchasing snacks, and ice cream doesn't count because ice cream, that's
It's a dessert.
you chuck it in the freezer. It's a whole different category.
What about
But I'm
Lamington? Okay, well, hang on. Are we discarding dessert food as a category or not? Because if you have a frozen packet of Lamingtons, that's a snack in my mind.
We're discarding all desserts.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
And in fact, I don't even know if Tim Tams count because that's different as well.
Ooh.
I feel like you can just sort of stock a Tim Tam. You know what I mean?
A biscuit's not a snack.
Yeah,
A biscuit's a treat.
None of this shit. Okay,
It's a treat, not a snack. Like
snacks, as in like a bag of chips or like a bag of lollies.
It's a large
something like that.
repository of the same thing. I'm with you. Yeah,
we need to know.
We're divided on this topic. We're divided by this.
Divided.
This part in this black line in the screen is where we're divided on this issue.
And what to do about your boyfriend? I mean, at some point a line needs to be drawn in the sand. If this motherfucker is like bogarting all your snacks every time you bring snacks home, there's really only like two things you can do. One, do what you're doing, where you're like cutting him off from all snacks,
or secret snacks.
Exactly. Or decoy snacks. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna buy a packet of like milk bottles and like that's his shit. Yeah, exactly. And then it's like my rad snacks I've got hidden somewhere else. Like in the inside the toilet.
We've answered this same question before, but with cheese.
Okay, well, what was our answer then?
Well, because the situation was that her and her husband, they eat shredded cheese as like a snack, and he always used to eat her shredded cheese, and so she got her own fridge in her own room and locked the room so he couldn't get to her cheese.
That's insane, dude. What the fuck are you doing eating fucking fistfuls of shredded cheese out of a goddamn bag?
You made fun of me for saying that was insane, but let's not dwell.
Okay, I can't. I don't think our friendship can withhold any more division, David. It really can't.
This is the diplomacy dark is finally going to fail, and you're just going to scream at me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to know what everyone else is doing snack wise. I'm not a good example because I'm not a snacker. I'm also not a big sweets person. I don't really like sweet food, so.
And me, on the other hand, nothing but a sweet tooth.
That's true.
Nothing but a sweet tooth, baby.
I'm a salty boy.
So. Exactly. My girlfriend is a salty treat person. I'm a sweet treat person.
I fuck with some pretzels. I fuck with some beef jerky. Yeah, that's what it is.
And hey, and what are you? Let us know.
Let us know.
Are you salty? Are you salty or sweet, or are you salty sweet? Because I also love salty sweet.
Hit us up in the. Oh, you know what I do fuck with is like Maltesers have this new mix of like salty sweet. It's like Malteser balls. Maybe it's Kit Kat actually. It's like Kit Kat balls and pretzels and like other salt and kind of sweet things. It's so good. It's like a little bag.
I absolutely have to find out what the fuck that is because that sounds amazing.
It's like I think it's Kit Kat. Kit Kat. It's a 40 gram. I'll link you. Here you go.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Sorry, that was a 4.
As soon as I'm done. That's gonna do it for this episode. We hate to end on such a divisive tone, divisive nature to this podcast, but we need to know. Head over to, what should we do? Twitter poll? Do a Twitter poll.
I think Twitter.
Head over to Twitter at One Weird Podcast. Let us know. I'm just going to keep it up for a couple of days. It'll be out before even this podcast is out. I just need to know. What people are doing. Are you stocking your house full of snacks? Like, are you insane?
It's really a science.
Are you insane that you're doing this? Do you know what? Do you know what though? I see these people who they like open their fridge and it's like 9 deep of like Red Bulls and then like Gatorades and like some. These people are just on like a whole other level living life. You know what I mean? What kind of money do you have to open your fridge and just see a whole line of Red Bulls? It's crazy.
I'm going to put my manager on blast, but I was at my manager's house the other day. And I opened the cabinet above his fridge and it was like, I shit you not, like 50 packets deep of Up and Go. Like it was full of them. And I was like,
Well, he likes to get up. He likes to go.
He's got that boomer money. And I was like, hey, what the fuck? And his wife was like, they're all for me. And I got scared and I left.
And you said, I'm sorry, but I cannot be. No. I feel uncomfortable being in a house with a man who has potentially this much energy.
That's too much. Hey, that's too much up and go.
And then the next cupboard you opened very slowly, and it was Red Bulls. And I'm out. I'm out. He's up. Juice. He's going. He's got wings. I'm out of here.
This man's got too many wings.
David, that's going to do it. A divisive nature for a divisive podcast.
I would
two
not
friends
have it any other way.
Permanently divided in time. Like two divided ships passing in the night, divided in time, but unified at the same divisive time.
That's the reason that I'm the writer and you are the podcaster.
I know how audio works.
All right, you nerds. Thank you for subscribing and helping us do this crazy thing. We'll catch you guys next time. We appreciate it.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye now.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
I said hey, get out of here. I said goodbye. Get out of here.
Remember those old movies? Hey, you in the back. Get out of here. And they
no, really, get out, though. Why are you still here? Did they go?
They're gone.
Cool.
The movie Get Out, like, it wasn't as great as people made it out to be.
I don't think it was very good, yeah.
Ugh. And
I just think, okay, I don't want to be that guy. I just think he's kind of overrated.
Dude, so overrated.
Because it's not that it's not good. It's just that it doesn't. I think that people were pretending that it had this new flavor we'd never seen before, but it just, to me, it just felt trite. And it was like, yeah, we get it. Like, we get that you watch Mad Men and you realize that taut family drama is the crucial part of most storytelling. That doesn't make you special or good at writing movies. It just means that you've realized that's a centerpiece for most horror. Get over yourself.
Controversial. See, and everyone knows about it now. Still recording.
Oh, yeah. I'm just, it's almost like I should do a podcast about new media or something.
All right. I'm done.
Okay.